Hi ladies, it's Ziva here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. You always request story times and I'm giving the girls what the girls want. Yay. So we're going to get into this. Oh, I have already shared this on my Patreon. I shared this yesterday, this story time, and some other things as well, but I want to share it on this channel as well because I think it would be helpful for people to listen to and learn from. But if you're not already signed up to my Patreon, then sign up, have a look at the tiers, why not? I do feel like there's a tier for everybody, and I have carefully selected those tiers. So yeah, definitely check out the link to my Patreon in the description box. Without further ado, let's get into this story time. We're going to take this all the way back to last summer, and let me just add that last summer was hot. It was really hot, okay? Nelly, it's getting hot in here. I'm gonna take my clothes off. We were really coming up to 40 degrees and it felt like it as well. So we were having an extreme heat wave, and it's just not weathers that we're used to. Like a typical Brit, when the sun comes out, guess what? I want to be out. I want to get out, get my little summer dress on and get out there, you know, enjoy the sun while it lasts, because we do not have a lot of it here. So I was out quite a bit even when it was really hot, and this one particular day I had woken up and I just felt great. I had a plan of action in my mind and I said to myself, look, it's like 36 degrees today. It was still a really hot day, but not as hot as it had been. I'm going to head out, go for lunch, and then I'm going to do some food shopping and make my way home. And I had that nice little plan set up, and I had my summer dress going. And you ladies remember my favorite dress, my favorite summer dress is the pink one. It hugs me right underneath these, it makes my waist look like it's over here somewhere, over here. That's what it does to my waist, and I'm kind of loving that. So naturally I put that dress on. It's also flowy, and yeah, I'm just trying to give you the backstory so that you can really picture everything in its entirety. And on this particular day, I just felt so happy. I really felt confident in myself. You know, I wasn't having a day that was off. I really was having a great day. I had lunch. That was lovely. It was amazing. And then I decided to have a nice little stroll, a little summer's walk, just to get me to Waitrose. And then I was going to head back home. As I'm walking blissfully, I remember exactly where I was. So as I'm walking down this road and there's a Waitrose, literally about 40 seconds walk away from where I was. And I'm just blissful in my own element, looking at the shops as I'm walking past, and I've just had a nice lunch that's digesting, and I just felt really good, you know? So I noticed that somebody just makes a beeline right in front of me. And I'm like, hello? No, I didn't say anything yet, but he kind of said hello. I noticed he had a gym bag. Now, this gym bag is a very important sign, okay? It's an important sign that I need you to note. Duly note that, okay? Remember that. He had this gym bag. My first thought was, how old are you? You look very young. He definitely looked more early 40s, around 43, I would say. And he was in quite good shape. So when it came to him actually asking me for my number, and he mentioned that he wanted to take me to dinner, I was umming and ahhing for a good second. So as we were standing there and he's waiting for my answer, I was literally just thinking about, do I want to give you my number? Just weighing things up. And then I decided, you know, why not? Yeah, I gave him my number. And as I got to Waitrose, like the doors to get into Waitrose, I had a message from him, so he had messaged me already. Then he asked me, oh, so what are your plans right now? And I just mentioned, you know, I'm just doing some food shopping and then I think I'm going to head home. What are you up to? And that was when he told me that he's going to the gym. It's 36 degrees and you're going to the gym. I had a bit of an issue with that, a little bit of an issue with that, because when it's 36 degrees and all you're thinking about is pumping iron, that seems questionable to me. That seems really questionable, because it just seems like severe vanity. Long story short, we ended up making plans for dinner the next evening. Now, during this process, when he was trying to figure out where I wanted to go, what I wanted to eat, and really courting me, because I felt like that was definitely happening, it was all about trying to make me feel comfortable. What area do I want to meet? What's easy for me to get to? What this, what that? When I mentioned like my requirements, then he came back with a list of multiple restaurants that were within those requirements that I gave him, and I selected from that list and I decided to go with the Four Seasons, because can you believe I actually had not eaten at that hotel yet. Date night arrives and I'm actually rushing around like a lunatic because I was busy during the day, so by the time I got home I had minimal time to actually change my clothes, get ready and do my hair. I really wanted to have a particular look. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into it. So I wanted to have a particular look and I was trying to achieve that look with minimal time. Now, if you are anything like me, when you are frantically doing things, everything's going wrong. Your eyeliner's going wrong, your makeup looks horrible, you don't like your lipstick combinations and blah blah blah, and it was just a mess. So I changed my lipstick. I ended up doing red lips and I thought, you know what, red lips, I'm just going to throw on a red dress. I didn't have time to be going through all of my things, so I just threw on a particular red dress. And also I was wearing a wig that I had never worn before, and when you're rushing and you're gluing a wig down, you can't be rushing and gluing a wig down when you are still a wig beginner. You can't do that. So my Uber's there, it's been waiting. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I need to leave and get out. So I'm rushing to the Uber, I get in and I get my mirror out. I'm looking at my hair. I am not happy with this wig because this wig was really wigging, and it was wigging to the point where I literally wanted to turn back around and take it off and just do like a ponytail or do something else, but I just didn't have time to do that because I was running late. Then I noticed my straps keep on falling down. Okay, so I'm wearing this red dress, comes just above my knees and the straps are just going down, so I'm constantly putting them up and I'm like, gosh, this is actually too big for me. So my chest was practically swinging around and hitting me in my forehead. That's how I felt. So I'm just like, okay, my chest is out, it's going to be on the table and my wig is really wigging and I'm going to be late. Like, can this even go any, like, what else can really happen? What else can go wrong? I got out of the Uber, I went inside the hotel and he was waiting right there for me in the lobby area and he greeted me and that was all fine until he met my lace front. When I say he met my lace front, I mean he met the wiggy situation that I was really feeling uncomfortable about. Okay, he met her and I noticed like he just clocked it for a second and I thought the wig is wigging and the chest is chesting, so we're just going to try to get through this and see what happens. We go through the restaurant and we go to the back, which is where the terrace area is. It was a glorious early evening. Our reservation was booked for 5:30 and so it was still really early, right? So we get out there and we go to the terrace, we sit down, and I ordered the yummiest lychee martini. We had a look at the menu, we ordered, and everything on that menu looked so yummy. I felt like I could have just ordered like everything. At this point, our dinner order has been taken and we have our drinks and we're just talking on the terrace, and it's really lovely. I was on the benches and there was like a nice floral arrangement behind me. Okay. There was a floral arrangement that I was practically leaning on. If you think that your wig wigging and your chest bouncing on the terrace table isn't bad enough, you are wrong. Because the unthinkable happened. The unthinkable happened to me. As we're sitting there and we're just in conversation, I'm really enjoying my lychee martini. He's not looking at the wig anymore, and I'm actually able to kind of relax. All of a sudden my hand is tickling, but I thought, okay, it's just a little tickle. I didn't look down or do anything. Then it was still tickling. This tickle was going on for a couple of moments. So I looked down. There is a spider this big on my hand. She was right there. She was sitting right there, just on my hand, wiggling around her little legs. My first reaction was to, I just brushed her off, and I am completely terrified and nervous of spiders. This is something that I've had since childhood, and it's something I actually think about spiders every single day. Can you believe this? Every day. When you're looking for something too much, it finds you, and it really found me. So this spider was on my hand. I brushed it off. I was just unable to follow the conversation anymore. I was unable to even really speak, and I just was not mentally there anymore because I felt so nervous sitting there in case another spider came on me, or if that one came back or whatever. And what had happened to me, I was still trying to process it, and it was just way too much for me. And luckily he noticed that I was in another zone, and he said, look, let's go inside and then we won't have to worry about any more spider assassinations. So we went inside in the restaurant, and this was a mistake. Now, in the restaurant, not on the terrace anymore, but inside the actual restaurant, there were lots of Arab women. So naturally very religious and conservatively dressed. There were quite a few elderly couples, so naturally conservatively dressed. And then there was me. That was me with my wig that was wigging, my chest that was bouncing on the table, and at this point my frazzled brain because of what I had just been through. So I'm feeling so uncomfortable sitting there, and I'm trying to continue conversation with him. We were in conversation, and I'm trying to like focus on what we're talking about, and I just cannot stop seeing these women. It was the Arab ladies, keep on looking at my chest, keep on looking at my chest, keep on looking at my chest. And I'm just like, you know what? This is actually too much. And it is really out there because the dress was just way too loose. So I just put my jacket over my shoulders, and I was just trying to cover up a little bit, at least my shoulders, but I'm not going to put my jacket on, button that thing all the way up just so you can sit comfortably, and I'm going to get food on my lovely white bouquet jacket. That's not what we're doing. I just want to point this out again. It was 5:30. We had been out on the terrace, so at this point it's literally like 5 to 6 or 6 o'clock. It's still very early. It's like a Monday or Tuesday, 6 p.m. in a very conservative restaurant that I'd never been to before, and I didn't realize the actual like full-on crowd that would be there. I also didn't really think things through because I was rushing with my dress, and like it wasn't inappropriate. It was more like I was going to a club, and a restaurant is not a club vibe. Our food comes out and my date had a salad. Now, we're talking about the mains, okay? First of all, he didn't want a starter. I did get a starter, but it was something really light. I think like calamari or something. And he had maybe 1 or 2 of those. And his main was a salad. I had fish and some veggies and stuff, and he had a salad. Salad, no starter, gym on the hottest day of the year. We're getting somewhere. So when that salad came out, I realized that we actually had some kind of serial gym goer on my hands, and I also had some kind of leaf maniac on my hands, because really, then it came to the waitress coming over and asking if we wanted to have dessert. Of course I want dessert, because hello, I love dessert. It's one of life's luxuries and I really love to scoff it. He looked at me when she said that, and I said, yeah, I'd like to have a dessert. And he said, okay, well, yeah, you can get one. I'm not going to have a dessert. That was a complete downer for me, and at that point I had completely checked out. So I thought, you know what, forget my manners, I just don't even care anymore. So I said to him, no starter, a salad
salad for your main, gym on one of the hottest days of the year, and now you don't have dessert.
Are you like on some kind of health kick? Is this a diet, or is this your way of living? He said that this is his way of living, that he just really enjoys working out. He exercises about 6 days a week. He doesn't eat desserts. That to me just sounds like some kind of food trauma or weight trauma or something that I do not want to have anything to do with. It's just way too much. It's too stressful, and I just did not want to be sitting there anymore. I didn't even want my dessert because it's just negative. Like, when you eat, it's supposed to be positive and it's fun and it's joyous. When there is somebody who has a bad relationship with food and they're just going to be sitting there watching you and about your dessert, and they're just sitting there, it just takes away some of the fun for me anyway. So I didn't want to be there anymore. So I said, look, I don't actually want dessert. I'm ready to get going. We went outside. He got me an Uber to my address, and then I got home and I blocked him. I waited till I got back to block him. He said, look, let me know when you're when you get home, and I did that, and I blocked him. Like, when he said goodnight or whatever, then I blocked him, because listen, life is too short. Life is too short, and for me, I don't want to drown myself in other people's food sorrows. I'm just going to go off topic a little bit, because during 2020 I did start running, and I got to a point where some days I would run twice a day. When I would eat, I would feel like, oh my gosh, I need to run, I need to burn this off, I need to do this, I need to do that, and it was mentally unhealthy and really bad. And I was really pleased. One day my sister actually pulled me up on it, because during the lockdown I spent it at my mum's, because why not? And she's like, this is your 2nd time running today, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong? And I knew something was wrong, and dealing with that guy that clearly has something like that going on, I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, it was draining for me at the time to go through it, and it would be too draining for me to deal with someone else going through it. We are at the end of this story time now, but I want to give you a little bit of backstory on my date. So first of all, here are a couple of things about him. He spoke non-stop. Okay, I could barely get an actual word in. He spoke non-stop, and it wasn't the nerves. He actually did say in his rambling that he just is a very chatty person. He brought up his ex as well for a big chunk of conversation. He was speaking about a particular ex relationship. He was not 43. He just looked really, really good for his age. He was 48 or 49, I can't remember exactly now, but definitely late 40s, and he looked like 43. He was of Sri Lankan descent, born here, funny but in a quirky way. But was there a romantic connection? For me, no. Do I want to involve myself with somebody who has like some kind of eating or fitness hang up or trauma? No. For me, it was definitely not kind of like a match made in heaven, you know, like they say. So that's why he got sent to the block party. That was the story time on when I didn't wear the right thing and wrong dress, wrong time, right? No, right dress, wrong time. Maybe the dress was just wrong because it needed to be like taken up or something, the straps. Ladies, I'm going to love you and leave you here. Thank you so much for watching this story time. Thumbs up right now if you want more story times in the future. Comment below if you have also ever had a wardrobe malfunction. Also what you think about just the dates in general. Let me know, and I'll see you in my next video.